Reading students, Coulomb's law today in continuation with our previous lecture. In electrostatics we have studied about charge, the property of charge, the way of charging, induction, friction, biconduction. Now we have the Coulomb's law. See, the Coulomb's law is a quantitative statement about the force between 2 point charges. Okay, and it is applicable when the linear size of charged bodies are much smaller compared to the distance separating them. In that case, the size of the charged body will be ignored and the charged bodies are treated as point object or point charges. Coulomb's force, Coulomb have measured the force between 2 point charges and he found few relationship between the charge, the distance and the force. As per Coulomb's law, first we'll write it is a quantitative statement. Is quantitative statement. Quantitative statements that give it measured force between 2 point charges okay. As per the Coulomb's law, the electromagnetic force F will be directly proportional to the magnitude of multiple of or product of the magnitude of two charges Q1, Q2. Okay, and it varied inversely as the square of distance between the charges. So directly proportional to the square of distance between them. So the magnitude of force will be given as F equal to K. We'll write it again from 1 and 2. We can write F is directly proportional to Q1, Q2, the magnitude of the multiple or the product of the charges upon the square of distance between them. When we remove the proportional sign, the constant K will come and the force will be given as force F will be equal to K, magnitude of the product of two charges, okay, magnitude of two charges upon the square of distance between them. Now the question is, how did the Coulomb arrive at this law? Okay, he has arrived on these laws from his experiment. Coulomb has done a Torsion balance experiment, okay, for measuring the force between two charges. So Coulomb arrived on this law from his Torsion balance experiment. Torsion balance experiment. So Torsion balance experiment. To reach on this particular equation, Coulomb has used simple way. Okay, he has taken a metallic sphere with charge Q and then the sphere is put in contact with an identical uncharged sphere. The charge will spread over two spheres. By symmetry, the charge on each sphere will be Q by 2. And if we repeat this process, we can get charge Q by 2 or Q by 4 and etc. and so on. So Coulomb varied the distance for a fixed pair of charges and measured the force for the difference separation. Then he varied the charges in pairs and keeping the distance fixed on each pair. Okay, so first he has varied the distance, second he has kept the distance constant and varied the charges. Comparing forces for different pair of charges at different distance, Coulomb arrived on the relationship which is given by the above formula. Okay, So Coulomb has discovered his law without even knowing the explicit magnitude of the charges. Without knowing the explicit magnitude of the charges. Okay. Now, in other way around, Coulomb's law can be used to finish a definition for a unit charge. Okay, we can easily derive on that particular definition. Now, what is the value of K? The K can be written as 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, where epsilon naught is the permittivity of free space. In the end, the value of epsilon naught will be, can be given as 8.854 into 10 raised to the power minus 12 Coulomb square Newton inverse meter square inverse, and the value of K will be given as 9 into 10 raised to the power 9 in SI units. Okay, so now if we put Q1 equal to Q2 equal to 1 Coulomb or equal to 1 meter, then we will get force F as 9 into 10 raised to the power 9 Newton. As per this, we can give the definition of 1 Coulomb charge. See, 1 Coulomb is the charge when placed at a distance of 1 meter from another charge of the same magnitude in vacuum, then experiences an electric force of repulsion of magnitude 9 into 10 raised to the power 9 Newton. In practical, we don't use 1 Coulomb. It is too big to be used. It's a very big unit. So in practical, we use micro Coulomb, that will be equal to 10 raised to the power minus 6 Coulomb. So this is how we can give the definition of 1 Coulomb using 1 Coulomb's law. Now we can write Coulomb's law in a vector form. In vector form, Coulomb force will be equal to K Q1 Q2 upon R square into R cap. Let's assume we have two charges. One is Q1, another is Q2. We have charges Q1, Q2. In next class, we will write about the vector form of Coulomb's law and we will solve certain questions.